Happy weekend, everyone. Awesome to geek out with you on the weekend. But as always, we're hoping to keep it very short and sweet. So therefore, you get to enjoy your weekend. So, some learning, some geeking out, some networking, and then some relaxing. So great to see Krish and Rohan, were one of the first here. We don't know who was first, but we'll say they're both first. Thanks for joining. And also, we have Shah here as well. Welcome. Any plans to start a Discord stage? Yes, we do kind of bi-monthly community calls for LinkFree, and I want to step those up over the next few weeks. So I will do another one coming this week as well. It won't be a stage, it will be more of an actual call, so people could turn on the camera and people can have chat and have a conversation. So yes, we will be ignoring Krish today because they make me break lots of things as well. What else have I missed? Yes, and we do, the stage is more for public speaking. People can request to come up, but I think calls are a bit more natural, I think. Hey, Emma, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend. Great to see lots of people here. Okay, so today, what are we doing? Well, I had one plan. I was going to continue on last week's live stream with Amanda, but then I thought, right, I've got a deadline to get the forms done for LinkFree by Wednesday. So maybe you all can help me kind of test it, debug it, raise some issues, raise some bugs. We can even start a GitHub discussion, right? And then people can just log some bugs and ideas and so forth. So let me give you a quick demo of what we got so far. So this is on local and it is deployed to preview as well. Actually, let me go to preview because locally I got lots of rubbish code and we're testing things, and same here as well, 100 times over. So this is on preview, and I will share the link. This hasn't been shared anywhere else yet, so you're kind of one of the first to test it out. I will share it in the chat as well. So it's the preview for LinkFree. So you can see I haven't got a lot of stats here. You can see the slight change, and then these are my links below, and this is where we can manage the profile for forms. So I'm actually interested to hear who will continue to manage their profile with JSON and who will switch to using forms. Oh, and by the way, Krish, I haven't forgotten. Well, I did forget actually. You've got a PR changing your GitHub username. It's quite a big PR because I know you've updated all the testimonials, all other bits and pieces. So I meant to get that merged today. So my apologies, I haven't done that yet. I will do it today. If I don't, please remind me. So we'll get that merged for you. But you probably changed your name 5 times since you raised that PR anyway. Hey Sahil, how you doing? Public speaking, yeah, we should get those to come back. They would be good. I really enjoyed those. So we need to have a thing. Maybe I don't have to join every single one. Maybe some of the maintainers or some of the mods could help with that. I think it's a good idea. Hey Dean, how you doing? Dean is late, but I did have to live stream a bit earlier today, so hopefully not too late for you as well. Hey Paduma, how you doing? Okay, so this is what it looks like. So this is my profile. And if you've still got a JSON file and you switch to using forms, it will give you kind of a warning saying to delete the file. We have got different layouts, so only 2 at the moment. Classic is like the tabs on the top, and inline is kind of just one single page, no tabs. I've just changed my name to preview here, and we still got the same as before with tags, so we can kind of add test and you can preview it straight on the right. The usual, you hit save and all the rest. Then links, this is where you can manage your links, enable, disable, pin them. Pin them will be the social links. So I can disable this one as it was just a test one. And it should be grayed out, it's disabled. So looks good. We can maybe later on have a filter where people can say, just hide the ones I've disabled, I'm not interested. Potentially a delete as well, I think is important. Again, you've got your milestones, where you can manage this. I think we can make use of this space a lot better. So don't go too crazy on design suggestions because I think it can need a massive overhaul, and we'll have a new designs in the next couple of months anyway. Any tweaks and improvements we can make for now. Events, you've got edit, and just like with milestones and links, then you can also add. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I need to fix that. So that is interesting, going into the event page. Okay, so let's start a GitHub discussion and we can start raising some bugs. Let's have a look. So LinkFree discussion, and we will say show and tell. It's a show and tell, I think. Let's have a look. So preview of LinkFree forms. Let's make a note. Please raise any bugs for it's manage form branch. Manage forms branch. In the future, once it's merged, they will get raised as normal issues, but because it's in the branch at the moment, I don't want them raising issues because it just add extra admin for me. So please raise and bugs. Please raise any bugs in thread below. So each bug to have a new thread. So we don't want to I get lost otherwise. Okay, so I think I can update and edit that shortly with more ideas, and I'm going to share that in the chat as well. Here we go. So if you're playing with preview, then and miss any bugs, the one we noticed, does anyone want to raise it, or shall I? Does anyone want to add a comment? It is going to be the event. I'm guessing edit's going to break as well. Edit works, so it's just on the add. So add events breaks. So if someone wants to raise that, if not, I can put a comment in to on your GitHub profile to get more activity. So let me know. Yeah, Praduma, thank you so much for your help with setting up preview. It has been amazing. It's great to actually have that extra kind of production environment to check. Oh, another thing I need to do is icons. So I'm just going to bug, fix icons, because icons, including icons, pushes us over the Vercel limit. Vercel only allows 15,000 files, and it's kind of the packaging up of the app is quite interesting. I don't understand it. It's something I got to understand more and learn more about. But we hit that 15,000 limit. That limit sounds really high. We don't have 15,000 files in the project, but when you import these files, the way it packages up, icons was taking like 8,000, even though we probably had to use like, I don't know, 12 different icons. So Dan, one of the maintainers on the LinkFree project, came out with a fix where you import them slightly differently. And so there's obviously, I think he said there was a bug with the way the tree shaking and the imports happen between the libraries. So I need to fix that in my PI. Dan has fixed it in the main branch, but I need to fix it in my PR. So fix icons, import, and I put similar to main branch. And the thing is, with my PR, people can create PRs from and to my PR, if that makes sense. So anything you want to help me out with, we need to do dark mode and light mode still as well, similar to main branch. Okay, so I want to leave that as its own thread. And then I'm also going to raise another bug, which is light and dark mode. Did anyone raise anything else? No. Okay, so I want to start raising things so we don't forget. And then we can work through these as we discover more. We can log them and then we can work through them. So bug is light and dark theme to forms. Okay, so another thing we need to do as well. What else have I missed in the chat? You can definitely get a job doing this. Open source is getting real world experience and networking with other people. So definitely do it. Think of it like going to the gym. Well, Chris, I'm sure you'll change it soon. I'm sure you will. Oh, you got the error too. Okay, yeah, it's definitely. I got to check the logs. Actually, we can have a look at the logs now and actually see what it is. We can go logs, and we can see if an error was thrown. It doesn't look like it, which is even more worrying. So if I go back to events, I mean, if I hit milestones, do we get the same error? Yeah, I think I know what it is because I made a change. I say a fix just before the live stream. And yeah, I think I know what this is. I was trying to fix the date, and I think I busted it even more. So the date problem was this wasn't getting pre-populated. It was always saying today's date, and I fixed that. But I think when you go to add a new one, there's no date value, so it causes an error. Well, we will fix that next. I think it should be an easy fix. Well, you all can help me. So let's have a look. So now the bug is event. Maybe the same for milestone. I'll show you testimonials. I think that's pretty cool. Next, milestone, new event. Should be new event or new milestone. New event milestone error. And I think it is the date input. I think it's the date. I'm pretty sure it's that. Okay. Thanks for the great feedback. Yes, please add them to the discussion. I did do a couple of fixes, Praduma. So yeah, log them, and then hopefully I fixed some of them already. I did go on a bug hunt today and try and fix them. Some of the challenges we have is the way the data is all joined together via username, and people like Krish, who keep changing their username, means we need to start joining things together by a unique ID. So I've started doing that today as well, which can have knock-on effect the way other things were done too. So there's only one place left I need to do it, but I've got a problem with existing data, whereas nothing else had an issue with existing data. So there's something you think about. The view profile button isn't visible in any other tabs that aren't. Yes, I've just put it on that page. Is that an issue? That's interesting feedback. Yeah, I've just had it on this. But you're right. Maybe we should just put it. Maybe that top bit should stay the same, all of them, and what changes underneath, it just pushes the page down a bit. But yeah, so if on profiles, we still had the bit at the top potentially, with the profile completion, and also this preview and stats at the top. That could work. But how far do we take it? Do we do it on links, but when you edit and add a link, we don't do it? So just some thoughts on do log it as a thread. It'd be interesting to see. What else have we got here? No one has logged anything yet. Don't be shy. Do log things. Okay, so what else have we got? Oh yes, I wanted to show you testimonials. So if we're in testimonials, these testimonials are the ones in your profile, and then these are underneath are the ones that you haven't enabled in your profile, and so you can just tick them on, and then they appear. So that was Priyanka Pal, and now it's there. And if I disable it, then it drops down here as well. So that's how straightforward it is to testimonials. I think is a lot easier for people to manage their profiles. Let me catch up on the chat. Motocross accident. So yes, my hand's a lot better, thank you. Still can't really use the fingers, but at least my hand isn't like a football like it was before. It was awful. So yes. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Awesome to have you here. Let's have a look. One more thing, add the preview URL at the top of the discussion. Yes, Praduma, good thinking. Let's do that. So let me just grab that URL. Here's preview. Good point. Edit. Preview environment. There we go. Okay, perfect. Good call, good call. And I've got some ideas for statistics, how to improve it and so forth. But yeah, I want to get forms out because like I said, I've got layouts. So I didn't show you the layouts in the profile. So on my production profile, which is deployed at the moment, if I refresh it, just to show you it's up to date, you've got the different tabs like this. But then on preview, this is preview now, there's no tabs. And you scroll down and you get the different sections. So there's the two layouts we have. And we have some other PRs where we've got like 2-column layouts. We can make use of the space a lot more because the links don't need to be this wide, which would be quite nice. And then maybe in the future have it so people could select which one they want. So links should always be first, I guess. But then what they want second, third, and fourth, I could maybe reorder it because they might not want milestone second. They might want testimonial second or something like that. So yeah, that's some interesting features coming soon as well. Yeah, I won't type. I'll type with one finger like my dad types. What did I miss in the chat? Let's have a look. My chat plugin froze. Is that bringing up the chat on the screen? Hey Rohan, yeah, interesting one. I can log a bit more because that would be great. I think it's a bit boring of a fix, but it's so beneficial to the project. But we would need it done probably by tomorrow. But let's have a look. Yes, I can find the PR that Dan did, and you just need to do the same thing, but for my branch because I added more icons in the new pages, and I didn't do the new style yet. So that would be super helpful. And And Chinmay was going to do the light and dark theme. Again, they're already created. You just need to update the default Tailwind colors that I've used and just put in the light and dark theme. So if someone wants to take that as well, but again, that would need to be done again by tomorrow. So it's a bit, I've got, I'm giving a demo of LinkFree on GitHub Accelerator. I need to do a tweet on that actually. This Wednesday on GitHub's YouTube and Twitch and LinkedIn live stream. So that's why the forms need to go out by then. And so if we get more people using it, they're more likely to use it if forms as an option. Obviously, they can still do the JSON if they wanted to. So let's have a look. Dan, I'll be able to find the fix. Improve deploy file count. Here you go. So I can link to this, and you can kind of see the fixes he made. So here we had before import from, and then you just import from outline. So it's like a list of icons. But what Dan did to improve it massively, like by thousands of files improvements, which is crazy. He actually put in after outline the exact icon, and then you don't do it as a named import. You do it as the default. So that's what he's done. And you better find the files that I've changed in the forms pull request. I'll tell you what. I'll link this in that thread that I did. So if you do want that, we can assign that to you. So that is going to be fix icons. Here we go. Example of this being done to main branch. Yeah, there we go. So you refresh the page, that should come in a bit better. Okay, what else have I got in the chat? So Rohan, comment in the reply below, and then I'll know you want to work on that. I'm not sure what you mean about frozen. By the way, everyone, give the video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel. Thanks, Rohan. Will do. I will. Thanks, Krish. Hey, how you doing? Glad to have you here. No, you're all awesome for coming here and spending your Saturday, geeking out with me for an hour or so. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. You don't need to shout, by the way. You don't need to write in capitals. You just write in normal letters. We'll get to your comment. Just by being here, chatting to people, you're going to be connecting with people. Clients and companies do watch live streams, do join in, and you get real world experience, and you'll get actual example projects to show. And it's a great way to network. It's like my career, all my success is down to open source. It really, really is. I'm not sure what froze. I'm so confused. So yeah, let me know. Oh, Rohan, thank you so much. And I'll be online for the next couple of hours. So if you have any questions, just tag me in Discord, and let's get that pushed through, because that would be a super, super help. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's some improvements on the not the design so much. I'm still just using Tailwind pre-built components. We will work on design in the near future. Okay. Let's have a look. What else? Commented below. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant that the live stream. Okay, I mean about the frozen, the top bar with the profile name and profile should be frozen based on other settings. I see what you mean. Okay, so where we've kind of got this alert box, they're saying you should have that other bit frozen. Yeah, we could do that. That'll probably come after the PR, I think. I think it'd be straightforward to abstract that on the statistics page and then reuse it everywhere else. But I don't want to add more to the PR yet. So maybe in the thread, in the discussion, add a thread, and rather than bug at the front, maybe just put this idea. And I think we should do that. And then we can then raise an issue from that as well. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Just push this page down a bit, but later on we can make it collapsible, or maybe if the profile completion is 100%, maybe don't show it or something like that, or it could be dismissible. And then now we've got a database, we can save that someone's dismissed it or something like that. Well, that could even be like notifications on people's projects, which we will have in the future when you want to follow people and get notified when they've got events coming up or anything like that. So sounds good. Yeah, that makes sense now. So thank you so much. Yes, this live stream will remain on my YouTube channel. I don't remove them. I think it takes about 24 hours after the live stream to reappear on the YouTube channel. So or if you save the link, then you can reuse the link, but YouTube hides it from the channel for about 24 hours as it processes the live stream. Chris has already answered. Eventually could be gamified, yes. Oh, the course is on hold. I'm spending like 24/7 on LinkFree at the moment. And anyone who's raised pull requests, I'm super sorry. I haven't got around to properly reviewing them yet. I am trying to push this forms PR through, like I said, for the GitHub accelerator demo on Wednesday. But after that, I will go straight into the open pull requests. We've got some great pull requests that are like 99% there. I just need to maybe make a tweak after the forms goes in, and then we can get those merged. So I haven't forgotten about anyone's pull requests. It's just focusing on this at the moment. Okay, got you. Okay, cool. So what's the plan for today? So hopefully you're all testing it out and you're going to log any bugs you find. Praduma, let me know what you've logged. And hopefully there aren't too many bugs. I mean, if you want to look at the data changes that I had to make as well. So if I bring my VS Code over here. So in the models, the way we had it before was we would query the links model, but everything would be done on username or username and URL. And when we went to log the stats for the link, it was done on username and URL. But the problem with that is if people, I won't mention any names, Krish, changing their usernames, we need to move to using IDs. So we have linked this. I have to, as of today, link this data to a link, and then the link is linked to a user. So it's proper relationships now, which was an interesting challenge. There is one left for me to do, which is profile and profile stats. So that's a bit difficult because we actually got historic data in that. So I might have to write a migration script. So you'd have a think about how we're going to do that. So let's see. But those are some kind of architectural changes, and we do have Ravi has done an architectural improvement that therefore it's in a pull request at the moment. But when you log into your account, if your data has come from JSON or the form doesn't matter, but when you log in, the profile is assigned to the account, the person who logged in. Because at the moment, again, we're picking up the profile based on your username. So if you change your username and you log in, you won't see any of your data. So what we'll do is there'll be a caveat. So this is for Krish, really, because only Krish changes their name like once a week. But I think Krish changes their GitHub username more than I have like hot meals. But if they log in before they change their username, then it will assign that profile to their account. And then when they log in next time after changing their GitHub username, it will say your username doesn't match. Do you want to rename your previous data? And then they can hit a button, rename it, and they need to know that. Then they need to know that they need to update their URL that they're using everywhere. So that's why we're not doing it automatically. We're giving them a button to do it. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, but it's Chris is saying Arch, but last week it was Ubuntu, and next week will be Fedora or something like that. I got to get you back for all the trolling you've done. Hey Aradam, how you doing? I just made a clip out of it. Okay, cool. Oh no, I worry about the remix stuff. Okay, so what coding shall we do? So let's get some bit of coding done. Trying to see what can we do. So there was the bug date, but let's just try and fix that. Let's actually have a look at that now. Let's look at it together, right? We can. If I don't fix it, you help me fix it. So if we go to milestones and we go add, we get an error, and this is locally, so we can see it. So it says invalid date, which is correct. It's an invalid date. And then if we go to that page, let's see this API. So if we go to milestone, it will be the same for events as well. Let's have a look. So the issue is it's going to try and format this date, but it's not gonna have anything. So let me see the error again. Invalidate. So what do we have when you first come to the page new? I'm guessing we have an empty string. We do. So what we should do here is we'll just default to, I think a new date should just work. Let's have a look. I guess not. Okay, it was a good idea, but it's not going to work. So it wants a string, not an object, which would make sense. So can we go to string, to date string, or to ISO? I don't know. I have to check the docs. So it does default to yesterday, which is an interesting one. It must be because of the time. It's probably using like midnight from last night, maybe. I'd have to check the actual output. If we go to ISO, it should include the time, and then hopefully ignore it. Yes, so there you go. It's oh, 1 second. It was just reloading, I think. Let's just check. Oh, no, it doesn't like that. Did not match. 24 is changed by a few, like by a millisecond or something. Interesting. So what we should probably do for this one, I think, is we should save it to a variable and then just reuse it. Oh, actually, having said that, when you've got date, it's events that has start and end date. So I'm sure someone in the chat has already written the answer. Cool. Thanks, Praduma. So who has spotted the bug? Should I make this a bit bigger? So you've kind of spotted the bug, but now we've got another bug to spot. So so defaulting that is not great. If maybe if I assign it, would that work better? I can't. I'm trying to remember all the different types of events and hooks and stuff. So let's have a look. Interesting Copilot's come up with the milestone, the line directly below it. It's like no Copilot. We don't want that. I'm just thinking if I just went date and I did that. Oh, date already exists. I don't want to say start date. That's a bad example, but let's just say, I don't know. What's a good name for a date? Template date, not start date. That's a bad one because on events that won't work. I'm terrible at naming things. Like naming things is probably one of the hardest things in coding. That's actually a pretty good tweet. Or maybe I've done that before. I can't remember. So let me think. Default date, for example, or today. Actually, today would be good because it would be today. Oh, not that. So today. I don't know if that will fix it. Let's see. Yeah, that did work. Let me just refresh it and just make sure. No, I always refresh it because I find the kind of the hot reader doesn't do a full refresh. It changes stuff in the page, so it still doesn't like that server and client. So that's a bit of an issue. So we do want to default it. Or the other thing we could do is if we don't like that idea, and again, when look at the chat, if value doesn't exist, we could just default it, not do this. So we could do a condition in there. I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me ditch that for now. I don't know. What do you invalidate? Yes, that's the error we started with. We went from one error to another. So let me know what you think. When a feature is made in a project just because of you. Yeah, true. Because you keep breaking it. I know it's just your way of testing it. You're just doing that. You're that user that tests it for us in terms of the boundary conditions. So thank you. We appreciate it. It was something we're going to have to do anyway. So I think it's fine. So the idea I was thinking we could say is if there's no date. So we could say if there's no date, if there's a date, use that. Otherwise, we could do a ternary, not to an empty string, but we could default to now. I wonder if we do undefined, if undefined would work, or would the input field just default it to now? I don't know if that would work. Let's have a look. I hate working with dates. Like naming variables and dates, worst two things. Let's do a refresh and just check. And it does work, and it is showing the 24th of the 6th, so it is working. So I think that's a good enough solution. I'm happy with that. What do you all think? And then I can change that to also happen in event as well. An event will be in 2 places. Here you go. So this will be end date rather than just date. And then this one will be start date. There we go. And we can just check it and see events works. This is why automated testing is so important. Oh, what did I do? Oh, this bad copy and paste. Yeah, this is why automated testing is so important, because it would have picked up on that. So if anyone wants any, contributions, wants to get involved in open source, automated testing we have set up on the project. If we don't cover enough pages, at least we need to go to the page, to every page, and check the title appears. And that's already kind of done in the project for other pages. So you can literally copy and paste it and just change the URL and change the title. And that would be really, really good, actually. That's something probably I should do as part of this, this PR, because when we can see if something like that breaks, the tests would fail and we would know about it. So yeah, I think that all looks good now. And let's just check the edit works as well. We haven't broken it by changing that code. 23rd to 6th. Well, that doesn't look good. Oh, that looks like it's not editing an existing one, right? Start freelancing. Oh, that did work. Okay, and that's the right date. Okay, phew, it worked. Okay, we're good. Nothing is broken. Let me commit that, and then at least you've got the latest code on preview. So let me do a commit. I've got a few other things that are kind of work in progress. So let me just stage the files I want. So the files I want is this one. Yeah, so we'll stage that. And then we'll want this one as well. So let's stage that. And the other 2 we can ignore for the moment. So I can bring my terminal over. Actually, I can show you what I'm doing. Make it a bit bigger. Okay, so you can see now if I do a git status -s, you can see these 2 are green, so they're actually staged. So I can do a git commit, and we will say fix event and milestone date. Fix new event and milestone date. I'm not going to put a file at the end, because if I don't specify a file or a path, it will use the stage files, which in this case is 2. But these 2 files are incomplete. So they're actually going to throw a lint error. So I want to do something very bad. Do not do this at home, which is no verify, which means it runs no pre-commit hooks. I never really run this, but because one of these will fail because I'm part of the way for doing something, I am going to just run that. And then you can always do a kind of a git what changed. If you want to check what files were included in the commit. And these 2 files are event and milestone. I'm happy with that. And if I do a git status, it should be the other 2 files that are still not committed. So that's perfect. So manage forms. Let's push this, and this will go to preview, not production, shortly as well. Okay, cool. So what did I miss in the chat? Rohan, awesome. Thank you so much. Let me know how it goes. We have a single PR. We got the issue right. Yes. So what you'll need to do is create a branch from my branch or my PR. So before you create your own branch, switch to manage form branch, and that's what you should branch from in your fork. And then make your changes, and then make a pull request, but make it back to this branch. Don't use main. Treat for your changes with the icons, treat manage forms almost like your main branch, as it were. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a good example for everyone to see, actually. I think it's an open source project where you can download clips from YouTube, I think. I'm not sure. Thank you so much. I spotted the typo. I appreciate it. I think I just caught it in time. Added a second one that's important. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What have we got? Milestone text and date are getting cut by the pencil. We need to shift it a little bit up. Yeah, there was a reason why we didn't shift it up, I think. There is something we need to do with that, definitely. It's not great that it looks at the It blocks the information. I agree, definitely something to do there. This message should be clear. So any ideas on this, people, please leave a comment below. I'm thinking, I don't know. I think if we move it up, it doesn't look correct on the links page. I think is the issue. By the same, it sounds like we can't manage via the forms if we have JSON, but we can still do that. So just something like once you start using a JSON file, will not play any role. Yes, that's correct. That's a good point. So you can still use JSON, but once you use the forms, you can no longer use JSON. I think a lot of people will move away from JSON to forms, not just for the simplicity, but new features won't make it back into the JSON. It will only be in the forms. So as we've got new features coming out in the next few weeks, it will only be available via the forms. So I think, yeah, that's important. Cool. Rohan, let me know any questions. Yes, we're working on the open source project LinkFree, and people can contribute, can help me when I get stuck and so forth. We are definitely beginner friendly. I'm learning as I go along, and I'm showing you, I get stuck, I create bugs, and we fix them together, and everyone's welcome to fix them as well. I never force push. I never force push. Please don't force push. It creates so many problems. What's right shift? Not sure what that is. No, Vim's okay. Vim's good. I like Vim. So this is a great point. So let's make this change as well now. Let's have a look. So I'll just do that right now because it's an important one. Again, for anyone who's joined, I want to be on GitHub's YouTube, live stream, Twitch, and LinkedIn demoing this project. So on Wednesday, so we need to get this feature deployed. So and merged in. So any help is appreciated. And this feedback is really important because we have a lot of eyes on it. I want to make sure it's good. It's not going to be perfect, but hopefully it's going to be good enough. And then we'll do a community call for LinkFree on Thursday, so the day after Wednesday. And then we can talk about how the live stream went and what feedback we've got from people already, how many more people are using it, and what improvements we can make next, maybe prioritize some of the features and ideas and so forth. So it's on the statistics page. I'm going to reduce that and reduce that. It's going to be on this page, and the text is here. Just under, I think, isn't it? Let me see. Please remove. So if I search for the word remove. Oh, is it not on this page? I thought it was on the statistics page. Oh, it's on the profile page. My bad. So if I search for remove, you can see. So going by Praduma's suggestion, what we have is the JSON already exists. Please remove this file and your folder via progress so you can manage your account via these forms. You're right. Actually, rereading that, it doesn't make sense. This is why it's so important to get other people's perspectives on things. Exists, comma. Please remove this file and folder via pull request, as it will no longer be needed because you are managing your account via these forms. I think that makes sense. I want to change form JSON will not play any role. And I'll commit my changes. If anyone thinks it can be improved, then just let us know. It looks okay. Let me see the chat. Let's have a look. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Couldn't do it without all of you here. So hey, Camille and also Prankar, if I pronounced your name okay. You know more than enough. You can anything more you need to learn, you can learn while contributing to open source and networking with people. We pair all the time. What projects? Any projects that you like? Any projects that you're using already? Any projects that you think has a nice community around it? Yeah, anything that you like. I think it really helps if you enjoy the project or enjoy the people or enjoy the technologies. Find something that you enjoy. By getting started, like to get into open source, you've got to get started, right? A bit like going to the gym. You can't say, well, how can I get started in the gym if you don't actually go to the gym? So you're here, which is amazing. The next thing you need to do is, like we're talking about LinkFree, the next thing you need to do is look at the issues, look at the pull requests, look at the previous discussions in Discord. And at the moment we're testing the preview environment that we're going to deploy soon. You could test that, maybe erase any bugs you find. There's so many ways to get involved. We do have lots of good first issues, and we're creating more and more all the time as well. And you can even pair on an issue as well, right, with somebody else. So there's just so many things you can do. There's so many opportunities, but you've got to put yourself out there. You've asked a question, which is great. That's a step one. Now take step two, right? I'm working on LinkFree 7 days a week, every day. So I'm working on it full time. So I am there all the time. Although the last few days I am working on it, but I haven't reviewed so many issues and pull requests because I'm trying to get this big feature over the line before Wednesday. But I'm there in Discord so people can ask questions, and we have amazing maintainers and amazing community members, so they're there to help. And if you have any questions, do just ask. Oh no, it's hard to get started with open source. It really, really is. It is. There's no pity needed. It's like, I don't know, like me saying, I'll go into the gym and lifting 100 kilos. If someone said to me, oh, that's easy, I'd be like, that's not true. It's hard, and it is hard. But it gets easier the more you do, the more open source you do, or the more training in the gym you do. It does get easier, and it is scary at first. And some projects aren't welcoming, which is why it's such a big passion of mine to make EddieHub welcoming, to make LinkFree and the other EddieHub projects welcoming, because it is scary. And I've had bad experiences in the past on some big projects. I won't name any, but projects that you probably use often, and you'd be surprised how unwelcoming. And me, with all my years and decades of experience, you think I'd be quite thick-skinned and not get upset. But it still affects me, even if you have such a bad experience. And so that's something I definitely don't want. So it's hard, but it'll get easier. So just get started. Don't worry about making mistakes. I think if you make a mistake, someone will let you know. The important thing is not to I think people need to be conscious of noise and not mistake that with value. So a question can add value. So if someone says, I don't understand this in documentation or whatever, that's a valuable question, especially if there's improvements to be made, which there usually are. But some people think of value as just making lots of noise and putting like 30 comments of the same comments in a pull request, or across loads of issues or whatever it is. And that isn't. It goes from one point being value to start becoming noise to start becoming spam. So it's just finding that balance. So yeah, I would just be wary of that. But if we all make mistakes. Hey, I'm making mistakes all the time, and the maintainers are always fixing it for me. But I'm learning, and hopefully they don't mind fixing my bugs and my mistakes. But hopefully I don't do those same mistakes 10, 20 times. Apart from the icons, we won't tell anyone about that. Thank you, Rohan, for fixing those for me. But yeah, still learning every day. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why I always recommend people. To go look at the closed pull requests, and it will list the merged and the closed. But look at the ones with the red icons. They're the ones that have been closed. See if they've been closed in a friendly way. If the maintainers just hit close or said, I'm not interested, close, that's not a project you want to contribute to. And have a look at their Discord and see how they chat with people. Oh, yeah, I can explain a bit more. Let's have a look. What have we? Oh, wrong way. Let me see. Issue 7771. The PR got the icons imported in the wrong way. We'll fix them. Oh no! So Rohan, they did it. This PR did it the right way, and we want my PR to do the same. So I'll update this. The PR is a great example of how we should import icons. In the manage forms branch, the icons are imported in the wrong way. Wrong way is a bit harsh because that's what the documentation says to do, but the tree shaking isn't what do you call it, working correctly. Okay, so I'll just write that. Used the documentation example, but tree shaking not working. So, okay, so hopefully that makes a bit more sense now. So use that PR as an example, and I can even link to my PR if that helps. So you can see the file. So we've got to open up here. So this PR is mine. 52 files changed. I hate big PRs. And this is the one we need to fix it on. In the PR here. Oh, branch should have gone over there. Imported in the old wrong way. There we go. So hopefully that makes more sense. Thanks, Praduma. Oh my God, yes. Being around people, good people. By good, I don't mean they have to have more experience, be better coders, but being around good people who want to learn more, continue learning, and want you to succeed is super beneficial. One of the best things I ever did was removing toxic people from my life. And wow, did I get more time in my day? Did I get more energy? It was just amazing. So yes, absolutely. Hey Shub, how you doing? Oh, perfect. I had a comment as well. Brilliant. Cool. Okay, so let me close that. What else have we got? Nothing too bad. So I fixed this. So I want to say thank you. Oh, not thinking. Thumbs up. Fixed. Rocket ship. Okay. Brilliant. This is great. So who else has tested? I can actually check. Should we check how many people have actually logged in to test? So if we look at the OAuth, I can either check the database or check the OAuth. And I know that I think we were at 7 yesterday. So Praduma, if you, for example, logged in again, it wouldn't have counted that because you logged in previously on the preview. And we have 10. So we've had about 3 new people log in today. So thank you, those new people. Don't know who they are, but thank you. Okay, so we fixed the date, which is good. And I showed you testimonials, so that's all good. What else? Yeah, and there's been some other improvements on the project, for example, like search. I think there's been quite a few improvements on that. And same with events as well. You can see these now grouped together, which I really, really like. And maps has had some amazing improvements too as well. Obviously, this is preview, so the numbers are a lot lower on production. The numbers obviously a lot greater. It's great to see our LinkFree community around the world. As I travel, I can click on certain areas and go visit. Yeah, I'm super excited about this, and I'm super excited about some other feature ideas we have, and going to need your input. I think we will be doing probably in the next couple of months some what's the word? Not user testing, when you kind of jump on calls with people and kind of get their feedback and see how they use it and so forth. So yeah, we do want to definitely take this seriously. But we almost have a 1 million profile views. I mean, that's really impressive. And don't forget, we haven't had the database since the beginning of the project. So this is a more of a recent addition. And it's been amazing because with other platforms, I mean, even when we used Kubernetes or DigitalOcean, there was always a lot of time. I remember last summer, I spent like 2 months working on the Kubernetes setup, making it scalable, adding all this logging and fancy stuff. Yet we hadn't deployed it, so it wasn't really benefiting the project. So Vercel just allows me to focus on the project. Yes. And now you can get so you can do more hooks on Vercel, and you can do third-party integrations and lots of other things as well. I cannot test because my username. Yeah, you would have to, if you logged in, you would just create a new profile. It would give you a new profile. So yeah, you could test it, and you could test it from not having a JSON. So that's actually quite an interesting test, Krish, because you would log in and you wouldn't have that alert at the top because you wouldn't have, let me go back here, click on account. You won't have this because of the JSON file. Well, you have your old JSON file with your old name, but it shouldn't pick that up. The name will pre-populate and the username, and that's it. Everything else should be empty. So that's a good test to do. I have to probably delete my JSON file and delete the database and test it out locally as well. I have done that once before, but I do it again after the recent changes. Francesco always live streams or does Twitter Space same time as me. I think he does it on purpose. I think you should go and troll him in his live stream and say, why are you doing a live stream the same time as Eddie? I actually used to do it on a Wednesday in my live stream, but I moved to a Saturday because Francesco, you can quote me on this, you can tell him I said this. Francesco, this is a message for you. I did my live stream on a Wednesday, then moved it to a Friday, and then Francesco moved his to a Friday. So I moved mine to a Saturday. And I can't believe Francesco has moved this to that. I'm not moving it again, Francesco. You can move your own. Tell him I said that. Yeah, I did really like Kubernetes, but we didn't have a microservices architecture in the project. So it was kind of like a bit of a overkill. But I do want people to have their own custom domains. But I remember, which I think Kubernetes did really quite well. But I remember Krish saying, I think with some of the edge functions now, we can do people have their custom domains, but something I haven't looked into at the moment yet. How's the thumbs up doing on the video? Is everyone giving the video a thumbs up? Has Platformize, is that a third-party integration or is that a feature on Vercel? Krish, I don't know how you managed to keep up with everything. It's impressive, but it's good. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Has anyone raised anything? Okay, still the same, which is good. Maybe no one's found any bugs, so that's good. And how are you getting on, Rohan, as well? Let us know. I did mention the light and dark mode, didn't I, as well? So if anyone wants to do that, themes to forks. That doesn't make any sense, Eddie. Light and dark theme to forms. Branch, manage forms. There we go. That's better. Right, it's Saturday night. Wow, I've been going for an hour already. That's gone fast. Can't believe it. Time goes fast when you're having fun. But as we're all here, I would just know what kind of other. It's a first party. What's a first party? Oh, first party. I was thinking of Francesco's live stream, like it was a party live stream. Okay. It's part of, it's not third party. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what we did last summer. I think with David Flanagan, he really helped us do all the cloud native stuff, but we just ended up doing infrastructure and not working on the project. So that's something I don't want to do again. The great thing is once forms are done, I think that's a major blocker and lots of PRs can go in, lots of features can be added. Like I said, with the different layouts, this is an example, so people can submit their own layouts. So it's pretty good. Awesome. What else? But let me just quickly check the insight. I think traffic. The project is growing pretty good. So you got visitors, clones, looking pretty good. So the repo is growing, which is great. I think we've passed 4K stars, which is awesome. Thanks to all of you. And on Vercel, if I go to analytics and go kind of like on the last 3 months, we haven't got 3 months worth of data, but you can see we've got some spikes when people have created content on it and we've reshared it and so forth. Because don't forget, on the LinkFree project, we do have, and we need to promote this a bit higher, but we have community resources. And this is where people have done written blogs or live streams and so forth. You can add a link to it here as well. And we need to promote this a bit higher, maybe rather than documentation, maybe it can have its own page or something. So we need to have a think about that. So yeah, definitely growing, and thanks to all of you. So it's a lot of visitors. Like I said, we're showing 3 months, but we haven't got 3 months worth of data. So yeah, 2 months, 62 days. So I don't think we moved over straight away, really. So yeah, 60 days. It's pretty good stats. What do you all think? Wow, that's amazing. Which repo is that, Krish? 1.4 is really good. It's so hard to get past 100 stars. I find that the difficulties, like the milestones, probably. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like 100 stars is like a really nice goal, and then from 100 stars you want to get kind of 1,000. But again, that's quite really hard as well. And then after that, I think it's a bit easier. So, but still, no, it's really good. Okay. But yeah, we'll do a call on Thursday where you can actually all chat and you can share your screens and we can actually log some of your ideas and you can work on some of the issues. And if you've actually got any issues, you can share your screen and show it. I like to have a balance between calls and live streams, so it's a bit different. But I don't think I want to start any other issues now. If there's no other major bugs, so actually let me just see the other one that says this one again. I would probably still deploy with that. It's not perfect, but I wouldn't block that. That could be fixed like shortly afterwards. I think it's important to fix it, but I won't block it for Wednesday. But if people could, test adding editing data. And remember on preview, it's not your real data, so you can kind of go crazy. As you can see on mine, I've got like links for and Twitter too. But on my real profile on my real profile on LinkFree, it's not there, so it's fine. So on preview, do have some fun, try to break it, and hopefully there's no major bugs and we can deploy this. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see what you will find. But that's super exciting. Yeah, I do need to chat about some architectural things with database relationships. Maybe we can do that on a call like tomorrow, Monday, to see if it's going to go in with the forms or go later. Forms has grown so big that I try not to add anything that I don't need at the moment. Yeah, look at that. 85 commits. I started this. Let's see, when did I raise the pull request? May 19th. That's like 5 weeks ago. Been working on it pretty solidly since, and 52 files changed. So every time we merge someone's pull request in, I have to resolve conflicts in this pull request. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be merged soon. But yeah, have a look and see. It's quite a major change because we're not just adding forms, we're manipulating the data, and then we've changed the way the data structure is. So when people click on your link, rather than using the URL, now we use an ID, which is better. But it's just interesting. Garden Voir is a repo. I have an org. Okay, cool. You made a profile via forms. Okay, Krish. So that's good. We can actually have a look at it, right? So this is in preview. So if I go Krish, here we are. Isn't that your old username, GPT Krish? That's your old one. So what's your new one? Although search does cache, so it could be cached as well. Oh, here you are. Okay. Yeah. And you just hit enter. I think that's a default text, and you put in EddieHub. You added no links, so maybe if you add a link, and I can refresh the page, and we can just check it all works. But looks good. So you tested the new profile for me, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, you put the name on the next message. Thank you. Abdul, yes, start today. Like, today's a great day to start. No, the best day is today. And just join EddieHub. We have so many projects. We actually have a guide for people to get started with open source. It will take you through the workflow of forking a project, creating a pull request, reviewing, etc., or getting reviewed. And then it'll take you onto another project after, which is a bit more difficult, which is actually the LinkFree project to create your profile. And then you can get even more involved. Now you understand the workflow. Then you can start fixing bugs and then adding features. And you've got to start somewhere. And just don't worry, you can't. The message is not fixed. Oh, really? Let me check. I'm going to keep this one open. I did push it, right? Push to forms. Yeah. your account via this. Oh, you're right. That is the deployment fail. Good spot. 23 minutes ago. Oh, wait a second. No, it hasn't deployed. That was the date one. So if we go to actions, did it fail? It says it looks like I haven't pushed it, and I'm pretty sure I did. That is weird. Oh, I don't think I committed it. Because it's that second line. Yeah, I didn't commit it. Good spot. Thank you. Why is my brain always fried when we do live streams? So let's commit that one, and we can say fix profile JSON profile alert. There we go. Oh yes, and I've got the error after no verify because I've got those uncommitted files that I'm currently working through. So here we go. I ask for my password because I signed my commit. You must do that too. I've got a video coming out on that soon because otherwise people can spoof your commits. So definitely do that as well. Okay, now we're good. Now I pushed it. Thank you, good spot. Let's see, refresh, see if pushed anything. Yeah, check out this clip, Eddie, after this one. Oh, I don't know, I've fallen for this too many times, Krish. But you've got some links, which is good. So it works, so that's good. And you've put one of them as a shortcut. So, oh, interesting, this is a bug. Ooh, so if I don't know if you can see this, it's very small, but it's a really important bug. It actually will break. So this is all great stuff. So thank you all so much. If I hover these links, I don't know if I'm pointing at my screen. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen because you can't see. But at the bottom left, you get the Safari gets the you can all see that, right? But it's going to be very small. Where Safari gives you like the open HTTP at the bottom left. So these you can see is the ID and two different IDs. If I do here, it's still the URL. So that's a really, really important bug. It shouldn't be too hard to fix. We can fix that together now if you want as well. So this is bug, and this is going to be social shortcut links, still using URL as identifier instead of ID. We need to fix that right now. That's like a big issue. Let me catch up on the chat briefly as well. Abdul, I hope that helps. You're welcome. Thanks for the great feedback. I've got loads more videos on my YouTube channel as well on open source. LinkFree business version started. Yeah, we haven't got premium yet. You can't pay for LinkFree yet, but we will hopefully add that in the next kind of like month or so. When forms are done, my next job after that was merged in. Oh, why can't I commit it this time? Did it go? Did it work? Do I have it twice? Yeah, I have it. Okay, cool. And then Chris says, without a profile, login it shows go-to forms or actually create your profile, but having the word is unclear. Chris, you could take a screenshot, or you probably can't now actually, but we will, okay, we'll check that out. Our domains thing is called that. Perfect, thank you. So yes, after forms get merged, I'm gonna merge into other people's pull requests and fix any conflicts because they've been open for like a week or two and I feel bad, haven't forgotten about those, and then I'll get onto the premium side as well. Okay, good question. Yes, so this is the documentation that I haven't pushed yet. It's a different view. So if I go to production, you can see this is like classic, which we're calling classic. It's got the tabs on the top, and inline is, have I got it open? Oh, Chris doesn't want to open. Let me open mine. So inline is there's no tabs and it's just one vertical page, but we want people to choose the order of the categories and stuff. So that's the two different ones, and there's a lot more coming soon as well. Thanks, Nick. Really appreciate it. It's getting more and more awesome as we get more people contributing and adding more features. It wasn't really microservices. It was deployed to a microservices architecture, but wasn't microservice architecture. So yeah, a lot of projects do that, funny enough. They say they're microservices, but they're not. They're just still monolith. So yeah, moving to Vercel allows us to focus more on the app itself. Cool, glad to hear, Rohan. No, I'll look at it after the live stream, Chris, because I don't trust you. Which one? What did we raise? Trusting you or the lack of trusting you? I mean, we've raised that a few times before. Cache can be done. Could you explain a bit more, Hector? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know if I have. Let me know if I haven't. So let me see. Cache can be done as I just accidentally went to the previous page and everything was washed. I'm guessing that's mean when you're editing. If you've changed something, like, I don't know, change this, you're saying you go back, and if you go forwards, it replaced it. I think that goes for every site. I mean, could give them a warning and say, are you sure you want to leave? You haven't saved your changes. There are stuff like that. Those will be better improvements to come later on. I don't think it will block this PR, but you're right, that would be good. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're going to finish soon, but thanks for joining. I appreciate it. You raised an issue about the hover links. Oh, for the shortcut ones. Those hover links. I know there was one with the background, and that's been fixed and done. You can see that's blue. But these ones I need to fix. We should fix that now, actually. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting us know. Can you put it to the discussion? Let me share the discussion as well. If you can add it to here, and explain it a bit more if you can, that would be appreciated, because it would make sense to me now, but won't make sense to me maybe today or tomorrow or the day after when I actually read through it again. Yeah, we can check if people want to. I think they can come later on. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Let us know how it goes. We're in Discord like every day, so any questions, let us know. Okay, so let's fix this bug. Let's see if we can fix it. Right, so the issue is, if I hover this in the URL, it goes to the using the ID, and then here it uses the URL, which is not the ID. So what we need to probably do is go to the components, and I know this, that it's, well, you can follow it through as well from the profile page to the kind of user page and so forth. There is actually an issue to rename these to be profile, because it's actually not the user, it's profile. But I didn't want to do it now because it will cause conflicts for the open PRs we have. So I think it's in the profile section. So let's have a look. It will be, here we go, user social. So it sends through the social information. So let's click on this and go through, and it puts it as a link. And this link is using the URL encoding, but that has now been changed. So I'm going to delete that. And that should now be the social ID, as Copilot says. And hopefully it has the ID available. Let's check. I don't know if it does. Oh, not preview, haven't deployed it yet. Let's go to my profile. Let's have a look. So what do I have at the top? So I have YouTube, and it's got the ID. I don't know if you can see it, it's really small, but it ends in 90E. So if again, this is local, so this is me testing lots of stuff, so do ignore this. And if I test to go to here, 90E, and these ones are different. So I think that's fixed it. I mean, that's a pretty straightforward fix. Now we can test it. If I click it, it should go through to YouTube. Okay, perfect. So that was a quick fix. So I'm happy we found that and fixed that, because that could have been embarrassing. So what we'll do is we'll go git commit. Again, this is how big PRs really should be. This commit that I'm doing now of one file, ignore the other two files, because that's something I'm working on at the moment. But this one at the top, this is how big pull requests should be. I think people try and think, oh, I need to add more to my pull request to make it better and more impactful. Make it smaller, and still add value, and we can get it merged in quickly. I'd rather merge in multiple pull requests that are small than one big one that's really hard to review and test. So let's go component, and then I need the no verify again because of those two files that aren't ready yet. And we can say fix social link identifier. Perfect. Let's get this deployed. Manage forms. There we go. Deploy that. Okay. We can keep an eye on that deployment and see how it's going. Actions. All right. Fixed. There we go. Done. Then we can see the GitHub actions run. Okay. Krish, have a good weekend. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks for testing it out. Different payment receiving options in Premium if it gets launched in the future. Stripe. Not sure what you mean, but yeah, we'll be using Stripe. Oh no, don't be exhausted. Weekends for rest. What's your Twitter Space topic on? And I'm gonna stop soon as well and get a drink. Just want to see this deploy correctly and check it works. Let's go. Any questions, write them in the chat, everyone. You know me, I'm friendly, happy to try and answer and help. Hopefully, Bilal, Pradoom will go a lot more detail than I did, so hopefully that made more sense. Okay. What's everyone up to this weekend as well? Let us know. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, still deploying. Be done shortly, and it'll be good. You know what? Maybe here's a good place to end the stream, and I can catch you all in Discord, and this will work. I'm pretty confident. Although we should have some tests for it as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I love geeking out with you all, and I want to do it more and more. So hopefully after GitHub Accelerator is finishing soon, when we get some of these big features out and I catch up on open pull requests that other people have done, I think there's a lot more time to geek out with you all. I can't wait to have like office hours for LinkFree, and we can pair on issues. I'm super excited about that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. I couldn't do it without the amazing maintainers and contributors on the project. But I will, Saeed, yeah, thanks. Like Mern is very simple to NextJS. So yeah, get involved. We're all learning from each other. I will see you all in EddieHub Discord. Link in the description below. Have a great weekend, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you in EddieHub. Bye.